Hey everyone, it's Elite Experts again, and today we have a special guest. It's actually David Benz, and David is out of the Toronto, Canada area, and he is actually the CEO of Recruitment Consulting, actually founder and CEO of Recruitment Consulting for Real Estate. And he has a phenomenal program he's going to share with you, but we're going to dive right in. And first of all, David, could you share with us a background, a little bit of story here so we can let people know where you come from and what your expertise is?
Yeah, happy to. And more importantly, thanks for having me on today. Really excited about this. And, I've been in the real estate business this coming spring, it'll be 16 years. And I started my career in commercial and corporate real estate. And then I quickly, after 5 years, looked over my shoulder and around the office one day and realized I did not want to be a commercial broker till I'm 50 or 60 or 70. And then I transitioned over to Keller Williams. And I quickly climbed the ranks at Keller Williams. I was top 25 in Canada for an individual agent based off gross commission income for 2015, 16, and 17. I was on the MAPS faculty coaching at Keller Williams. As many people know, Keller Williams has a very robust training platform, and I was a part of that here in Toronto. And then I got a phone call, and the phone call was to join the founding management team to bring Berkshire Hathaway Home Services into Canada. And why did I get that phone call? Well, I got the phone call because, yes, I've done well in real estate over the years, and I know a lot of people in the real estate industry here in Toronto, but I also led programs for the world's largest personal development company for 10 years called Landmark. A big piece of Landmark is two key distinctions, which is enrollment and registration. And these guys knew that. And they knew that what I was capable of around growth, recruitment, and growing the organization. So that's why I went over there. I was a partner and a shareholder and the vice president of growth and professional development for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Toronto. And I was bringing over some of the top talent in the biggest market in Canada. And I had recruitment consulting for real estate at the same time. And then I quickly grew that with some, and I mean it, like some insane talent. And everyone was like, how did you do that? And that's really when I started to teach people about the methodology that we're going to be speaking with during our time today. Because what I've found is the way in which people, teams, and organizations recruit realtors, it's one of the key aspects of the real estate business that hasn't really evolved in the last 25 years. Getting listings and buyers and all that kind of fun stuff, that, as we all know, has completely changed. But how people build their organizations really hasn't. And that's where I come in. So where do you want to go from here? We got lots to talk about.
Well, man, that's a wonderful resume for sure. I think we all want to know how the heck you brought on those top people. Like what were the things? I know ego's huge. I mean, how do you break down the ego for them to even listen to you, to get your foot in the door? What's your thought process on that? I know the attraction side, or you're creating your social media to attract people, but obviously you're still building relationships with people you've had sales with. So in doing that, what's some tips or what's some things that you could advise agents here to get those whales, is what they're, everybody calls them, to come over to their company?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done first. Everybody wants, especially in our field, everybody wants the result now. But it's those people who go do the work to actually learn the skill on how to attract the ideal agent or the ideal team to their organization that will win. But I think what's most important first is to tell people what not to do, like the no-nos. Like there are certain areas that are a complete no-go zone. The first is often the most difficult for people to get. I just wrote a post about this today. You're not the best. And you really have to let that sink in. Keller Williams isn't the best. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services isn't the best. EXP is not the best. Remax, you really, really have to get this. You're not. And I go head to head with people in our program about this until they get it, because there's nothing else to do until you actually get that. And I don't mean conceptually understand it. You need to really get it in your being. I'm not the best. So if I'm not the best, then what am I? Or what are we? Well, let me tell you, there are various companies with a various set of missions, visions, values, service offering, technology, and compensation structures that appeal to a certain set of people in the marketplace. Being in a recruitment or agent attraction capacity within a company requires you to go find those people that are a match for what you provide. This right here is the conversation to have, because what most people do is they go out into the marketplace just painting the town with every spray can they possibly can, saying, I'm the best, come join me, join my organization. You know, there's certain companies where it's just pervasive and it's actually causing a lot of damage in the market. So that's the fundamental first. The second piece is to understand that the only reason, and I do not say this from a dogmatic place, I say it from a place of positioning you correctly in the market. The only reason any agent joins any real estate company is for one reason and one reason only. They see that real estate company as the access for them to fulfill on what they want in life and business. But notice how I said life first, because it's not that the agent wants more listings and to do more deals. It's not that.
That's what they tell you, but it's not that.
Exactly. Precisely. They tell you that's what they want, but that's actually not it. They want what that's going to provide them, which they will say is gross commission income, which I would then push back saying that's actually not what you want, because the gross commission income is then an access to something. This is one of the fundamentally flawed paradigms of thinking that people have in our industry. It's not about the deals, the commission, the fine suits, the cars, the watches, what blah, 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 blah. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about what the deals are an access to. Like the real estate business was an access for me to intimately understand how the industry worked, make a really great income, and then go on to build a new company. It wasn't the $11 million deal that I did last fall. It wasn't the $7 million deal I just wrapped up a little while ago, because I still have people call me to do deals. It's that's an access to something. Okay. And the reason people struggle so much with recruiting and attracting agents is because they're caught in an old paradigm of doing it. And to, put a bow around the old paradigm is all about a numbers game. It's all about telling you how good this company is. It's all about convincing. So when you really get effective at agent attraction, there is no convincing. When you move into the new paradigm, it's not all about me. It's not all about my company. It's not all about the numbers. It's sure as heck not about the cold calls, the cold emails, and the cold scripts. You've heard me say this before, Lori, many times. Mm-hmm. It is not a numbers game. What it is is it's human to human, head to head, heart to heart. What do you want out of your life and business? Like, what do you really want? And
That's
what are
what
the
most have never even thought about until you ask them. They have
exactly
really not.
like everybody who comes into our agent attraction program, when I hop on a call with them to see if they're going to come in or not, that is the first question out of my mouth. So what do you want? And they're like, huh? I thought this was about agent attraction. It is. But what do you really want? And then we go like 3, 4, 5, 10 layers deep with people. Because the moment that you get somebody intimately connected to what they actually want, and your company is actually a fit to fill the gap that serves and solves their problem, it's game over.
Mm-hmm.
It's game over. So it was so, I refined this so much. I'm not going to say what the company was because I don't think that that's fair.
Right.
But they sent me a cease and desist letter because I brought over 12 agents from their company in a matter of 6 weeks.
Wow.
I cleaned out some of their top talent. Okay. I didn't do it maliciously. I did it heart-centered and with 100% integrity. But that shows you the power of when you connect with another individual, where they are and what they're dealing with and what their pain points are in their life and business. And then you have them paint the picture of what they really want. And I promise you, it is not the leads, the listings, the buyers, and the commission. That is all a byproduct to fill on something else. And then in between, when you agitate the pain point of their current situation and how they're not fulfilling on what they actually want and why they actually got into the business, it's game over. And it's game over because they're actually being listened to.
Right.
Because you genuinely care.
That's phenomenal. And I mean, when you think about the mindset of how people are, because you're right, they're so transactional. That's what they're used to. They're used to, people calling them because of their production, right? That's why they're calling them to recruit them. But that they're not asking them, what do you want? That conversation doesn't come up. It's what does the broker want? I want you because you produce. That's all they know. And that's what they get sick and tired of. But for you to come to them and say, hey, I care about your business. I care about you. What do you want? No, I mean, what do you want? And peeling it down 7 layers to get to the core of it. At that point, they've already admitted they need to make a change, and you have what they need and want. That's phenomenal. It really is.
And it's hilarious because I still get recruiting calls. And I got 2 calls in the last 2 weeks. Actually 3, one from Royal LePage up here in Canada, another one from Keller Williams. Mind you, I was at Keller for 8, and another one from Exit Realty. And I was like, and they all say the same thing. So our broker of record, whatever, Susan Johnson, asked me to call you because we're really impressed with your production. And I stop and I go, did you not look into what I do? And they're like, I was like, I actually coach, train, and develop real estate agents, brokers, managers, and team leaders on how to attract the ideal agent into their company. And she goes, oh, now it shows that I still produce because I have a young guy that does deals with me because I give him all my leads.
Right.
I just find it funny because that's the landscape. No research, no authenticity, no intimacy, no relationship, no nothing. It's just a numbers game.
And they don't care about you. That's what they just proved. They don't care about you because they didn't even research you to care about you.
Exactly. So that's the framework in which we're operating in traditionally. And that's why I didn't do that when I was launching Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And that's why I don't teach what everybody else does. Because if you really want a breakthrough in performance, do what everyone else is not doing. Okay. That's like foundational.
So
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to add, David, that I think that what you're saying is truly key. I got a call today from Compass Realty trying to recruit me. And I said, did you research me before you called me? And she's like, I know that you do really good production. I said, but did you look into me? Like, do you know anything about me? And she's like, no. And I said, well, I just opened an EXP office not even 2 years ago. And I said, so I definitely would not be willing to entertain a move. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. And that kind of made me feel like I'm just the numbers, like I'm just a call in the queue. So there was no need to carry on the conversation. I just felt like if you're going to make a call to someone, you at least need to know something about them besides the fact that they produce. And another thing that you said, which was extremely helpful, is a lot of times people think like with technology constantly evolving, that technology gives you I guess like a leg to stand on. And if you have the best technology, then you are capable of attracting like people that are like top producers and that like run the industry. But what you're saying to me is that the relationship, like the ability to be able to connect with someone and to show them that you care has not been replaced from generation to generation, even though, technology continues to evolve. There's nothing that's going to replace the relationship, and there's nothing that's going to replace the fact that people need to feel valued and cared for.
Drop the mic. Exactly. It's exactly it. And here's the thing. Authenticity is the currency of the future. You can never, ever replace the human to human, head to head, heart to heart ability to connect through technology. It is impossible. You can't do it. So that's why we don't teach any, sexy funnels and this and that and all these hacks. It's actually very simple. And we've simplified our new program even more for that reason. You need a couple basic pieces of technology, but everyone's out there selling that you need this big social media following, you need this funnel and this technology and this database and this and that. No, you don't. And I'm a product of it. I built Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Toronto from an Excel spreadsheet.
One more thing to add.
Yeah.
You said authenticity. If you look at some of the best performing videos that are on like YouTube, they're the ones where people actually want to see what occurs behind the scenes, which means they want to see the real. They don't want to see what's prettied up, what's the end product is. They want to see how you got there. They want to see your flaws during the process. They want to see your wins. They want to see your losses. They want to see the authentic you. And I think that a lot of these programs that they're selling to attract agents, they make it seem like you just want the only thing that attracts people is like perfection. Like they just want to see everything just beautiful. And that's truly not what people are connecting with. They're connecting with authenticity.
I agree wholeheartedly. And that's exactly the premise and the basis of how we teach people to create content on organic social media, to build relationship, intimacy, and connection through the use of organic social media, where people will then begin slowly over time to position you in their mind as the authority to solve their problem, because they can deeply connect with you, not your crazy, sexy sales funnel.
I don't know about you, but I think people should be excited about what you just said, because how many people struggle with that thought process of having to be that perfect person on social media? It's not duplicatable for most people to think that way, because they want the relationships, and now they're being told, oh no, you have to build funnels. Oh no, you have to do this. You have to look great. You have to, talk to these people every day on camera. People are very uncomfortable with that. So if your team doesn't grow, it could be because you're telling them to do those things, which maybe it works for that person, That's an influencer, but it may not work. It doesn't work for most people, in fact.
It's funny you say that, Lori, because I have people that give me a really hard time because I get on Zoom with a hat and a t-shirt on. And they're like, I thought you were this professional guy, right? You were this professional coach and you were the professional, influencer and all this different stuff. You know what? When I used to dress up, okay, I didn't feel like I connected with them as good. Now, when I've got my t-shirt and my hat on, I'm just a regular Joe. You know what I mean? And people like that, and they appreciate that. I've noticed, because I'm real. Just like whenever I was, I don't sell as much now as I used to, but whenever I used to, I'd make a video. I'd use BombBomb, and I'd make a video, and I'd have my hat on, while I'm outside pulling weeds or something, and I literally would be in shorts, and I'd be like, hey, I'm out here pulling weeds right now, but I just wanted to get back to you. People love that because I was real. Right. And I think that's kind of what everybody's saying here. Now, David, I've got one quick question for you.
Sure.
I get what you're saying. It makes total sense about not being a number and connecting, because I'm really big about the relationship thing myself as well. That's one of the things I really focus on. And I brought on 8 people this month. So I got 6 people right now. I got 2 more that are in the process. I got 8 people this month, which is just, awesome. But when you're reaching out as a cold call, right, necessarily. So there's going to be people that are going to be on your social media that you're going to kind of know, but you're not really going to know that well, right? How would you phrase something like that to them for that first initial call to get them to want to do the 15-minute consult with you and move forward?
Sure, no problem. So if it's through organic social media, it's not cold.
Well, yeah, it'd be warm. Yeah, exactly.
Because they're watching you on your social platforms, whether you know it or not. Okay. So we teach a whole methodology on how to do that. There's a few different ways in which you can do it, but you want to find your own self-expression inside of that. I'm a big fan of sending voice notes. You don't need to go to the extent of doing a video, because that comes across as marketing. A voice note doesn't. So I would send them a voice note and just say, hey, Bill, great to be connecting with you. Been loving the content that you're putting out. Looks like you're having a great time with your family these days. Just wanted to reach out, say hello. Would love to connect for a 15-minute call. Always looking to grow and connect from others within the industry. The response rate on that will be 90 to 95%.
Wow. That's good, because I've actually, because what I've been doing is, and I go through my social media every day, and I make sure that I say happy birthday to every single person on my Facebook, right?
Do it with a voice note.
I like that even better. That's what I was going to say. That you just made a bell go off, right? Because I've actually been getting a good response from just going in to the agents and saying, hey, it's your birthday, happy birthday, right? And I put something on their wall, and then I put I do a private message, right? But a voice note is even better. I love that. And you're right. When I tried to do it as a video, it's almost a little too gimmicky, right?
Totally.
It's a sales pitch
on your social profiles. But when you're interacting with people, I'm not kidding you, your response rate will be 90 to 95%.
I love it. Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
So we want to respect your time, because we told you 30 minutes. So we're going to wrap it up. But I do want to make sure everybody knows I'm going to drop his link in for his program. He is a coach, and he does run the Agent Accelerator program. So if
you know what, Lori,
sure.
Lori, we got a new one. I'll drop it for you.
Yeah, drop it in there so that I have it. And then I'll put that in the description on our YouTube channel below. So make sure, you guys, if you are trying to grow your real estate company, if you're trying to grow your team, it is essential to have the right training. Otherwise, you are spinning your wheels. You're making people mad. You're not appreciating them. You're not building that heart-to-heart relationship. So check that out. And if you have any questions, make sure that you do get a hold of him. He'll book a call with you, talk about the program, make sure it's a good fit for you. But he's phenomenal. So thank you, David, for coming on. And as you guys know, this is Elite Experts. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share it. And again, anything that you would like to know that we can help you with providing more value to build those relationships, let us know how we can help you. You guys have a fantastic day, and thank you so much.